Look at this footage. At a glance, your brain registered it as a throwback, a love letter to the 80s or 90s, pixel art. But look closer. The way the neon light bleeds perfectly into the heavy mist, the realistic reflection on the wet asphalt, the cinematic depth of field blurring in the background. This isn't retro. Your childhood PC couldn't render a single frame of this. This is replaced. And it is exploiting a fascinating psychological loophole in our gamer brains. Why are we completely mesmerized by games that look old but feel impossibly new? And why does a dystopian, gritty world like this make us feel so cozy? Let's talk about the magic of modern retro illusion. In the gaming industry, we are currently living through a graphics arms race. Photorealism is the holy grail, but photorealism has a side effect. It can feel cold, sterile, and sometimes it drops us straight into the uncanny valley. Enter the high-bit or 2.5D revolution. When you see pixel art, your brain instantly activates a sense of nostalgia. Even if you weren't alive in the 90s, psychologists call it ANEMOIA, nostalgia for a time you've never known. Pixels represent a simpler era of gaming. They are inherently warm, safe, and abstract. Because the graphics don't feel in every detail, your imagination has to do the heavy lifting. And that act of filling in the blanks, it creates a deeply personal, cozy connection to the screen. It feels like reading a book under a warm blanket. But nostalgia alone doesn't keep you staring at the trailer for 3 hours. If Replaced just looked like Sega Genesis game, it would get lost in the indie crowd. The secret sauce is how developers use modern engines to break retro rules. Developers use 3D environmental geometry but wrap it in hand-drawn pixel textures. Then they drop in Unreal Engine level features. We are talking volumetric lighting that is physically cutting through the smoke and dust particles, ray-traced reflections, light bouncing off puddles dynamically instead of baked-in textures, fluid simulation, rain and wind that react to the player's movement. It's literal paradox. The game is utilizing cutting-edge tech to simulate a world made of blocks. It gives us the best of both worlds, the safe, comforting soul of retro art, combined with cinematic, jaw-dropping scale of a blockbuster movie. It's like drinking hot cocoa out of high-tech thermal mug. Games like Replaced prove that we don't always want reality replicated flawlessly on our screens. Sometimes we want reality filtered through a stylized lens. We don't just want to look at dark neon dystopia, we want to feel the warmth of the technology breathing life into it. Replaced isn't trying to replace your memories of old days, pun intended. It's building the world your childhood brain thought you were playing back then. Now, if you think Replaced is an isolated glitch in the Matrix, think again. It's actually the spearhead of massive, breathtaking subgenre. We've seen the foundation of this masterclass before. Take the lightning-fast, neon-soaked rooms of Katana Zero or the jaw-droppingly grim cinematic scale of Blasphemous. Even arcade-heavy titles like Huntdown pull off this exact magic trick, giving you the tight nostalgic perspective of a retro side-scroller, but fueling it with the mechanical depth, dynamic lighting, and visual budget of a modern studio. These games aren't just copycats, they are all chasing the exact same human desire. They are stepping backward in dimension to step forward in atmosphere. Are you as hyped for Replaced as I am? Does this blend of high-tech and old school give you the same cozy feeling? Let me know in the comments below. Maybe there are some other titles that bring this fuzzy, cozy, nostalgia-driven feeling, and I'll see you in the next one.